Okay, starting some video documentation of the demolition and cleanup and repair work that's got to get taken place before we can actually start doing the actual painting or any of the flooring or any of that kind of stuff. The reason I'm focused here on this wall is this supposed to be, as you can see, probably at one time was a knockdown wall, which you can see the texturing there where it looks normal. But you can also see, if you pull back, these just big monster lumps all in it. And it just, you've only got them every so often, and it just looks horrible. So I'm going to knock down a lot of that, clean that back up the way it should have been in the first place before we paint, and get some of those big, huge bumps and that kind of stuff off of the wall, because they're not supposed to be there, honestly. The other thing I want to show and focus on is just how nasty and dirty everything is. As an example, this register that you can see right here, don't know how well you can see that, but you can see that inside there, even inside of it, where I can see pretty well from here, even inside of it, I mean, we're talking about just stuff hanging off of just dirt and nasty stuff. That's got to be cleaned out, or every time the heat or air or any of this stuff kicks on, it's just going to be blowing out into the room, out into our breathing it and everything else. You can see along the baseboard, right below the register, I mean, it's just dirt and stuff just caked on. This carpet, absolutely just sticky with filth. The smell of this place is absolutely horrendous. You can see some of in the corners there, it's just literally just gum, just so dirty and gummy almost. It's just so nasty. You can see, look at the doors all along there, along the switches, all around the baseboard throughout the room. The walls have got this, I can't even explain it. It just looks like that they've gotten so nasty and dirty that it's almost run down the wall or something. It's just, or people were throwing stuff in here or something. It's hard to say. Again, you can see on the ceiling up here, all those bumps just hanging down, completely out of the norm of what a knockdown looks like. So we're going to try to clean and repair and patch a lot of that up. Here's one of the more impressive situations here. I don't know if that works. I have not stuck anything in to try it. It does look like at one time or something has gotten hot and smoked or something of that nature on that. I'm not positive about that yet. That's still to be researched and looked into just a little bit. Up on this wall where the thermostat and all is in here, here you guys see it here. You can see those spots on the wall. It's just like food and stuff. I mean, it's like somebody's taken a Coke can or something and thrown it across the room, just smashed it all over the walls. I don't know if you can see the dinge and the dirt. I heard this thermostat was just put in. If you can see that discoloring around the on-off switches there, I'm talking, it just looks like a dirty engine on a car. It's just oil and fuzz and just really gross stuff. So the point of this is just to get you an idea of just how bad a shape the inside of this place is and how nasty the carpet is. And every room's the same as what we've been looking at here. It's just a continuation throughout the whole place of how nasty and dirty. We did have the wall over here. I'm not sure how well in all this light, how well it's showing up. But you can see the wall is just falling off. Huge pieces of it just hanging off. Probably moisture, perhaps mold. I don't know yet. Haven't really got to dig into that just enough yet. This is a nice little panel to have access to the back of the tub. And I'm sure that when it's in place, it looks fine, probably. I can paint and clean it up, and I'm not really worried about that. That's understandable to have that there, actually. Another outlet over here. This is in the back bedroom. You can see where looks like some kind of a spark or smoke damage on the plug. I just want that noted. Have some video documentation of this. I haven't tested it yet and won't for just a bit. I'm going to try to get some other stuff taken care of first. So we'll see what's going on with that. You do have some, because this is, I'm guessing, just basically a block wall house. You do have up here at the top, you can see the crack that's going across there. That does appear to just be a foundation or structural wall crack in the block. The inside looks like it might have been patched at one time before, and has come loose, broken up. So again, just documentation that all that's there, and that it could be settling, it could be, who's to say. But anyway, let's take a quick look at the bathroom. Don't know if you can see that floor there. That is, I have no idea. It won't just wipe off. It is just like the linoleum's worn through, or just no idea what that is. So all of that, of course, will be coming out. You can see around this sink here, you can see all of the linoleum and caulk all rolling back. That's because there's a lot of water damage on the sink. It's all moldy. If I take and just touch that with a screwdriver or something, that wood just falls out. It's completely useless. It's got to come out. It's all buckled. You can see all the buckling there on the side, where if you just touch it, it just falls apart. I mean, we're not talking about any structural integrity whatsoever on that. You can see the bottom down there all swollen, just filled. The back wall all back there cracking and falling completely out. The other day when I was in here, this is where I saw 2 or 3 of the bugs and stuff crawling around. You can see back behind there, look at, it's just all cracked up and tore up looking. Same thing on the linoleum. There's one of the bugs over there crawling around right now. I've seen a bunch of those. It looks, I'm not really sure, kind of looks like to me like a baby roach or something like that, but you can see it crawling along there. Again, the linoleum all peeled back, and of course that's all got to go. There's no way of sealing this place up properly. The tub, wow, you can see, oh, there's probably a roach right there, I'm guessing. That looks like a roach to me. But over here near the drain, you can see 8 or 10 bugs all just laying in there. So that's why we've got to have this place fumigated. Again, the tub itself is just a big old cast iron tub. They can be refinished and resurfaced. I don't have it included in the price right at the moment. Once I get the rest of the stuff taken care of and cleaned up, we should be able to get some pricing on that and get that thing cleaned up as well and make it back to where it's actually acceptable. Bathroom ceiling, it's just hilarious. I don't know if you can see all that discoloration because of the lighting and all, but wow, it is just yellow. Looks like, it's just hard to explain what it could even possibly be. So that's all got to probably even get scrubbed before, or sanded or something probably before it can even be painted. So I'll be working on all of that here very soon. As I mentioned this is all the hinges. As you can see, they've been painted over not once, but looks like 100 times throughout the whole place. And they're all very thick with paint. Fortunately, I did check most of the doors. They are opening and closing okay. But you can see, let's see if you can see that. Yeah, you can see the line. Let's see if I can get a light better on this. If you can see this line here, you can see that where they've painted and then closed the door, and it's just run down. And that's what causes doors to have all the problems, opening and closing and cracking and popping and making all the racket. So we'll be trying to address a lot of those kind of issues. All of the hinges are just completely painted over, just filled with paint. Most of the hardware is just, it's horrendous really. I may or may not leave it on. Anyway, you can kind of see some of the hardware there perhaps. But yeah, it's really nasty. We can drop on back into the kitchen now. There's some of my stuff that I brought, that just the basics to get started. But the kitchen, it is most definitely pretty horrendous. Trying to get the lighting okay here. These cabinets, like I mentioned I think earlier, this part of the cabinetry up here can definitely be cleaned up, fixed up, and repaired. I don't think it will be too much of a problem. and they won't be too, I think I can make them acceptable as far as cleanliness goes. The bottom half here, just a mess. You can see this piece here is just falling off of the front of the cabinet. The laminate's just all falling apart. Again, water damage galore. You can see back behind the sink back there just cracking and all. It just looks like it's just rotted basically. And of course underneath it is really bad. If you could really see what that is, that looks like it's just crumbling and falling apart. It's just a mess in under here. So this bottom cabinet, no matter what, will have to, it's hard to say what might be down under this thing once it gets pulled out. I don't know if you can see in this thing, but this is how filthy the kitchen cabinets are, where we're supposed to store our dishes and cook in this kitchen and stuff, and there's just obviously no way in the world that can happen with this particular situation. So I can't imagine. It's probably not health code violations and everything else, as nasty and dirty as it is. And I see a couple of, oh, good Lord, I see some big dirty roaches and stuff back in there. I suspect that one back in there at the bottom, right down there, is a big one. It's dead, but it's big. So they've been here. Definitely some spraying's got to go on, and some and fogging and stuff throughout the whole place. So this is just the start to get you kind of familiar with what we're dealing with here in the kitchen. The ceiling of the kitchen, again, same situation, just yellowed and dirty. Look at that register. I mean, just if we don't get the ductwork cleaned out every time that the unit kicks on, it's just going to blow filth right into the house. Not to mention, if the house smells the way it smells now, it's obviously it picked all that up in the ductwork, and every time it kicks on, it's going to be just some god-awful smell flowing out of there. So that's what I'm getting ready to work on then. Basically preparing the walls, outlets, stuff like that, getting it all ready. Getting the floor all ripped out, getting the carpet up, because it is a major source of the smell in this place, which is horrendous. It's got to come out, and we'll take it from there. Okay, this is the end of this video.